Everyone, good afternoon. It is afternoon here in Nigeria, and I'm excited to be here. Actually, this is my first discussion on this channel, and yeah, it's a great feeling. It's the first of many, so I would like to welcome you to Legal Room once again. My name is Zainab Adeleye. Today we'll be discussing the student loan bill that was recently signed by the president. There has been several discussions on this bill, several discussions regarding the disadvantages, the advantages of this bill. However, we are not delving into those areas. All I just want to do today is to provide the basic information for accessing this loan, hoping that this will help in whatever area would assist any student that may want to access this loan. So I'll be providing information on the eligibility requirements, on the documentation, the processes, and repayment. On the eligibility requirement, firstly, this loan is for indigent Nigerian students that are interested in pursuing higher education in tertiary institutions. So once this has been established that you're a Nigerian student, then you can access this loan. But there are some conditions that you must meet. These conditions are: number one, you must have had an admission into an accredited institution. To get information on the accredited institution in Nigeria, just go online. You'll get that information on Google. Secondly, your parents must be within a required income bracket. Their earnings must not exceed 500,000 naira. This is an important requirement to be met in order to access this loan. Kindly take note of this, please. Thirdly, you will be required to provide 2 guarantors. The guarantor must fall within the following categories. Your guarantor may be a civil servant on level 12 in service, or a lawyer with 10 years post-call experience, or a judicial officer or justice of peace. You must provide 2 guarantors. Once these conditions have been met, then you can go to the next phase. The next phase is application for this loan. This loan can be applied for in any bank, but the application must be backed by some documents. Firstly, you must have your application letter. This application letter is where you would state the loan required. It will be addressed to the bank. Secondly, there is a cover letter required also, and this letter will be signed by the head of the institution and the dean of student affairs. The head of the institution, like the VC, the rector, whichever applies to the institution you are applying to. And then you must also have your admission letter. Your admission letter will be submitted. You should also have a documented proof of the income of your parents. I would suggest that you probably have a bank statement, 1 year bank statement, which will show that the income does not exceed 500,000 naira. And then you have your guarantor letter. The guarantor's letter would be 2, because you are required to provide 2 guarantors. 2 guarantors that fall within the stated category, that is civil servant on level 12, lawyer with 10 years post-call, or a judicial officer. Once you have all these documents, you package them and then you submit at the back. A committee has been set up to review applications. This committee would receive your application. They would review it. They are required to give you the status of your application within 14 days of receipt of your application. So that being said, the period within which the loan will be disbursed is within 30 days from the date of receipt of your application. This is also subject to some other requirements as stated in the law. Once this loan has been disbursed, it will be used in payment of your tuition, your accommodation, your textbooks, etc., as stated in the law. So once you are done with your education, you are required to make payment. This payment must be made after 2 years. 2 years of service, that is NYSC. So let's assume that you finish your NYSC in 2018. You are required to start making payment in 2020. For those that will be in paid employment, 10% will be deducted from your salary every month in repayment for this loan. If you are self-employed, you are required to remit 10% of your income in repayment for this loan. Defaults in payment for this loan attracts a fine of 500,000 naira or 2 years imprisonment. Kindly be guided. So there are some people that won't be eligible for this loan. If you have previously defaulted on any loan in the past, you are not eligible for this loan. So probably if you've taken a loan from any loan app in the past, you are not eligible. Even if it wasn't you, if it was probably your mother or your father that has defaulted on any loan in the past, you will not be eligible for this loan. If you have been convicted or your parents have been convicted in the past for any act of dishonesty, fraud, you will not be eligible. Or if you have been convicted for any exam malpractice, you will not be eligible for this loan. Please take note of all this information. I would advise that you also take your time to go through this law so that you have a comprehensive information on this loan. So if you have further questions, kindly send an email to zainab@dope@child.com. I'm happy to assist you. You could also send the documents to me for review to ensure that they are in line with the requirements. I am also happy to review. Please send your inquiries to zainab@adeogun@yahoo.com, all in small caps. So I hope this helps. Thank you.